trucks for pandemonium crashes resulting in injuries and fatalities. A 5-minute long Inside Edition report, which was entitled Grieving Families of Slain Truck Crash Victims Want Roads to Become Safer for All. That was a segment that ran Monday, apparently, of this week's, the 27th. The report begins with the narration over dash cam video of violent truck crashes. They're out of control, runaway trucks flying down the highway, plowing into cars, obliterating anything in their path. The report goes on to feature several families of the victims of fatal truck crashes. Reporters also ride along with Indiana State Police as they pull over semi-drivers for speeding and distracted driving. Ultimately, while the report claims a person is killed or seriously injured in an accident caused by a semi-truck about every 15 minutes, a landmark study from the American Trucking Association back in 2012, which really that would follow dozens and dozens of studies over the years that found the same, that car drivers are far more often to blame for crashes than truck drivers. That study concluded motorists were assigned factors in 81% of crashes, compared with 27% of truckers. In about 10% of crashes, both the truck driver and the motorist would be to blame. That's why you're a little over 100% in the mix there, but haven't seen the full Inside Edition hit piece. I'm pretty sure they didn't mention anything about the assignment of blame in most crashes, but, you know, the old adage, if it bleeds, it leads. Pandemonium on the highways. Well, let's get to the calls here. What do you say? Good morning to the Jolly Green Giant.
Good morning, Steve, and all the cartoon characters out there. I don't know about the runaway trucks. I'm in Indiana on 74, and it's nothing but flat land here. Where in the heck can we run to on flat land? I don't get it. Don't get it at all. Well, I heard something tonight I think you're going to find interesting. It's something you probably already know and the audience already knows. Sex Maniac has been talking about for quite some time, and Kevin is right. My attitude, I'm going to tell you right up front, I've had the shot, the COVID shots, and I'm going to ask you guys out there and ladies out there, why should we take this shot? Why should we? Because I'm going to tell you right up front, I just found out tonight, a friend of mine's brother had COVID-19 shots, and he come down with COVID-19, and his wife came down with it. He has been in the hospital now for 5 days. So, Dr. Fauci, I'd like to ask you a question. What good did the COVID shot do for this man that's in the hospital right now? I want to tell you that I don't blame people refusing to take the shots. And, Steve, I don't blame you either. My opinion, we're being lied to. The shots are not helping. If it was helping, then why is a friend of mine in the hospital for 5 days, even though he had the shot? I want somebody to explain that to me. If it's supposed to take the severity of COVID-19, it's supposed to prevent the severity of it, then why is he in the hospital?
I'm sure the answer from the medical community. I mean, if you ask Fauci or any of the others, they're going to tell you, well, the fact that he's been in the hospital 5 days is probably 5 days that if he wasn't vaccinated, he'd probably be dead. That's what they're going to tell you.
And you want to know something? I don't think you believe that any more than I do. I'm beginning to I'm beginning to believe that we're just absolutely being lied to about this whole thing. I think they're covering up of where exactly COVID-19 come from. And I'll be honest with you, the individual that created this disease, in my opinion, should be executed. A lot of people, innocent people, are losing their lives over a disease. And now you got to ask yourself, why were they playing with a virus like this in a lab?
Mm-hmm.
I thought biological warfare was outlawed in the entire world. Isn't that against the law? Well, I mean, I don't get why they're playing with viruses like this in the lab. Now, another thing, on a lighter note, do I have to have a camel for it to call it Hump Day?
By no means, no. You're more than welcome to call it Hump Day.
All right. Well, man, I just want to say, wonderful show. I've been enjoying it. I will be listening tonight, Steve. So just on a lighter note, I just want to say happy Hump Day, and happy Hump Day to all the individuals that are listening. Everybody be safe tonight. Take care, and Jolly Green will be listening tonight.
All right, Jolly Green
out.
Good to have you with us. All right, I got a couple minutes before we hit our bottom of the hour news break. I had to print this story up. It's on the lighter side, right? Whatever age you are today, can you even recall what size jeans you wore when you were 21 years old? I had to do some thinking. Now, I got married at the age of 18, and I was a little skinny runt. If memory serves, I believe I was 28 waist. So 28, 32 was my jean size. By the time I was 21, I may have put on a few pounds. I'm thinking I was maybe 29 or 30 waist size. I sure as hell ain't going to get into this. At one point, I was up to 38 waist. I'm in a 36 now. I did somehow magically lose a few pounds. Probably the stress of working overnights all these years, right? But, okay, the story is people risk developing type 2 diabetes if they can no longer fit into the jeans they were wearing when they were 21. According to one of the world's leading experts on the disease. And if people discovered they could no longer fit into the same size trousers they're carrying too much fat. Now, this is Professor Roy Taylor of Newcastle University, presenting data at the European Association for the Study of Diabetes annual conference on an early study that found people of normal weight with type 2 diabetes could actually achieve remission by losing weight. 8 in 12 people managed to get rid of their condition by losing 10 to 15% of their body weight. Now, the participants who had type 2 diabetes, despite having a normal BMI, body mass index, managed to cut the levels of fat in the liver and the pancreas, and the activity of the insulin-producing cells in the pancreas was deemed to be restored. Taylor was the principal investigator. He says doctors tend to assume that type 2 diabetes has a different cause in those who are not overweight. What we've shown is that if those of normal weight could lose 10 to 15% of their weight, they have a very good chance of getting rid of their diabetes. So I guess, how do you translate that? If you're normal weight, normal BMI, I guess you got to get skinny. I don't think I'm ever going to be back in a Yeah, 28, 29 pair of jeans. All right, I just thought I'd share that. What size jeans were you wearing when you were 21 years old? It is 844-844-3388. The Steve Sommers Overnight Drive live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios.
USA Radio News with Tim Berg.
It's a big week for the Biden administration as Democrats try wrangling key pieces of President Biden's agenda through Congress in face of steep Republican opposition. The latest blow to the White House came on Monday when Senate Republicans blocked a bill that would have funded the government and averted a default in U.S. debts. Senate Minority Leader Kentucky Republican Mitch McConnell on Tuesday criticizes his Democratic colleagues.
If Democrats want to use fast-track, party-line procedures to ram through trillions more in inflationary socialism, they'll have to use the same tools to handle the debt limit.
Richard Stafford, an attorney for Gabby Petito's family, is asking her missing fiancé to turn himself in. Stafford added Brian Laundrie's family didn't help them find Petito, and they won't help find him. USA Radio News.
Why do you think bank presidents and jewelry store owners trust ADT to protect their homes and businesses? Because they feel safe, and you can too. How would you like to monitor your home from fire, floods, and yes, robberies without even being there right from your smartphone? That is peace of mind. You may even save money on your homeowner's insurance just by having an ADT system installed. And there's even a money-back guarantee. How about that? We guarantee 100% satisfaction. You have nothing to risk. Why do you think people who have so much to protect trust ADT? Because it works. Call right now for a free quote. We'll even give you a free gift for calling. So pick up your phone and call Protect Your Home, an ADT authorized premier provider now.
800-818-0191. 800-818-0191. 800-818-0191. That's 800-818-0191.
You're listening to the Overnight Drive with Steve Sommers.
Do you have a Dodge pickup and hate your automatic transmission? Of course you do. LaVon Miller at Firepunk Diesel here, and we specialize in heavy-duty and performance transmissions for your 3/4 or 1-ton Cummins-powered truck. So if you're interested in turning your stock slush box into a towing monster, call us today at 614-733-3744 or visit us online at shop.firepunk.com.
Drivers, you demand that your equipment's reliable and dependable, and that also applies to your headset for communication. Well, our friends at Stellar Electronic have you covered. The Pluto Duo headset bundle is the best communication headset you can find in the industry. No matter the challenging environment you're driving in, the Pluto headset will make you sound crystal clear all the time thanks to their 99% noise cancellation. And the Duo's not only a stereo converter for the headset, but also a power bank so you can charge as you go. Learn more at StellarElectronic.com or visit them on Facebook.
At Hot Shot Secret, we share the science behind common diesel problems and their solutions. For example,
Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme.
Today's ultra-low sulfur fuels are cleaner, but they leave injector deposits, causing frequent DPF regens and low throttle response. Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme is a 6-in-1 fuel additive recommended for all diesel engines. It is formulated with the most concentrated detergent on the market, a top-tier level cetane booster, lubricity enhancer, water demulsifier, rust and corrosion inhibitors, and a fuel stabilizer. Diesel Extreme is a once every 6-month treatment that will clean your entire fuel system, starting at the fuel tank and traveling throughout the fuel lines and fuel pump, and finally completely cleaning your injectors. Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme improves your diesel's fuel economy and eliminates excessive black smoke.
Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme is available nationwide at truck stops, fine farm and auto stores, and online at hotshotsecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Diesel Army is on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Burning the midnight oil with the best diesel coverage. All the tech, all the torque. Diesel Army, where there's smoke, there's fire. For the latest news and event coverage, as well as feature and tech articles, sign up for the newsletter and don't miss a thing. Visit dieselarmy.com from the Power Auto Media family of digital magazines. Again, it's dieselarmy.com.
PureFlow Air Dog, your leader in fuel air separation system technology. Our systems filter out water, particulates down to 2 micron, and remove all of the air out of your diesel fuel. This allows for nothing but pure, clean diesel fuel to reach the expensive injection system equipped in your vehicle. Not only do our fuel systems protect, they also come in a variety of flow rates to meet your performance needs. Our systems are compact and use OEM-style fittings for an easy installation. Learn more about our product at www.pureflowairdog.com and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Protect your investment with PureFlow AirDog.
The Overnight Drive with Steve Sommers. Live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios. Call Steve now. 844-844-3388. That's 844-844-3388.
Now, let me see here. I got an email from the Carolina Ghostwriter. Talking about a pant size. At 18, he said I was in a 30-36. Tall. That's a tall, lanky guy. That's a skinny guy, right? Today, at age 53, I'm in a 31-34. Huh. Okay. Not half bad. All right, toll free. It's 844-844-3388. I bet you're in the same size jeans you were when you were 21 years old, aren't you?
30-31, and I currently go around. I go with the bib overalls, so I go around the waist around 46 bib overalls around the waist, or the belly. Excuse me.
Okay.
So, yeah, I weighed 139 pounds in the Navy. I was in the Navy at the time, and I currently weigh 280. So I'm twice the man I used to be.
Wow. Okay.
And I don't. What kind of a moron says that? That I mean, hey, I don't know anybody that, and very few people, fit into their old uniforms.
Yep.
Shoot, I can't even. I still have my original Navy pea coat. I don't know why I've kept hung on to the thing. But shoot, I can't even get my arm into the sleeve of the thing. Yeah. So yeah, it's hey, but these are the smart ones. Doctors. That play with bat food. And infect the whole world and kill millions. So
I still have. I have my grandfather was in the Navy, and his uniform when he passed, he had it like in a bottom drawer, and I got. He was in World War II, so his Navy jeans they had those. Remember the giant bell bottom pants they would wear back in World War II.
Yep. Well, ours were pretty. Ours were bell bottoms too, or dungarees. And my uniform was, I had the Cracker Jack. They brought them back. I called them Cracker Jacks. They brought them back in '79. So I was able to wear that same uniform that my dad wore in World War II, So, and yeah, I kept mine in the bottom shelf until in 1985, they had a flood in West Virginia. And it took out everything I had from the Navy, almost all my pictures, everything. So. Yeah, I just want to make sure we all understand respect. I was cracking some jokes on Terry, Canadian jokes saying we need to invade Canada. They got oil and they got water. I hope he understands. I'm just cracking joke. So we don't want to bring people in and chase them out with our crappy personality. And but yeah, it just, it'd be the terrible thing is we draw them in on the radio show and they call in on the after hour show and then get chased away. So we don't want to turn that into a negative for the show because that's what the premise is. We got to build this base or you're
right.
I hate to say it, but you don't want to lose this, so it's an idea. I mean, if just like if Eagle, he listened because I was sort of after, he was sleeping when you brought the call up, I sort of make cracking a joke about it and snoring. I hope he understands. I wasn't laughing at him. Hopefully I was laughing with him, and I hope he didn't feel disrespected. And that's something we got. That I want to make sure. I've always been that way, and I don't want to lose that. And sometimes when you get into a pack of dogs, you end up finding yourself. I've seen my dog get into a pack of dogs before, and he would act like I would never see. He would be vicious, just to stay in that pack of dogs. So I don't want to be a part of that. But I just absolutely am amazed at what I heard the general saying. I mean, I don't know if they're just. I don't trust Millie. All right, he just, he stabbed President Trump in the back, and he stabbed Biden in the back. I mean, where do you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're a general up there. When do you say the buck stops here? I mean, if he knew that this was an idea, or mainly Bagram. We could have kept that Bagram base. We could have had been separated from anybody and just defended that for a long time. But just remember, I'm glad we're out of there. I know it cost us dearly to get out of that airport. It cost us dearly. But do you want these morons? I mean, Larry Curley and Mo running our military. A warfare situation over there. I mean, just to listen to them, they're just saying, hey, it wasn't me. I'm sorry. When you get to there, if they were going against what you said and you knew it was against more hazardous to our military, you should have got up from the table, got to the mic, and say, I can't uphold what this man's decision is, and it's endangering our troops, and then walk off. Now that'd been respectful. Not get up there and sit there and I guess he was too busy. We're trying to figure out white rage or something. Well, guess what? We got white rage now. I hope he's starting to learn out where white rage is coming from. And there's probably been black rage, brown rage, and everything else in between. So, we don't have leadership. We don't have a government. I mean, I believe it was installed. And I believe we are really in a bad way right now. But I'm going to say this: there's plenty of people out there that's they've put everything, their wealth, their namesake on the line, and they're fighting for us to get back on track. And as long as Steve Sommers' overnight drive is on the air, there's hope. As long as we got conservative, there's hope. Conservative TV, there's hope. Because I guarantee you the first thing they do, when they do, just before it starts going down that bowl, they're going to shut us all up. We won't have communication. We'll have our phones will be closely monitored, and anytime you say that particular word, just like on Facebook, you'll be blocked off the phone. You'll be cut off on your phone. I believe they got the technology. What was it? Did I hear on this program or last week about in Europe, they're saying do not buy Chinese phones because China has instilled the technology to shut that phone off. And what do you do? Okay, you're in Europe, you're in Ukraine, you got your phone, all right? You got Russian troops on the border. And all of a sudden, all Russia has to say, okay, China, and this be a good time to shut the phones off, cut their communication off when they invade Ukraine. So I just got to keep our eyes open. And above all, no matter what our government does, I want to be a part of this. I want to be noted as a person that respects other people. Feelings. But, I want to make sure that anybody that knows me, that they know that I'm going to be thinking the best of everybody I communicate with. Because if I don't like you, I won't even talk to you, and that's me showing respect. Because if we're that far apart, I'm not going to put out my views like Facebook. I don't have any liberals on there. and I've let them go. I let them go because I know anything. If I say anything, it's going to be offensive to them. So I just that's all I'm saying is respect. But we can see we don't have respect in our government. It's amazing to sit there and watch generals saying, wasn't me, man. When I know when I was in the military, I had to give an account to the people above me. And I'll be honest, what the military is this. Your job is to make the guy in the rank ahead of you look good. And because as soon as you make the guy in the rank ahead of you look bad, then you're in trouble. And you're going to have to pay for it. And I tell you what, I'm waiting for Biden to kick him out of D.C. We'll see what happens, but I don't think he's probably up there playing tiddlywinks, doesn't even know what's going on. So, other than that, I hope that ain't disrespectful. That's just the way I feel.
That's Chevy Guy. All right, well, copy the mail, Chevy Guy. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was the grilling on Capitol Hill, if you want to call it a grilling. Yeah, if you did not catch, top military officials testifying that they assessed the United States should maintain a presence of at least 2,500 troops in Afghanistan, with Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin admitting that their input was, quote, received by President Biden, despite Biden's claims to the contrary. Austin, as well as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, that's Mark Milley, and head of U.S. Central Command, General Kenneth McKenzie, appearing before the Senate Armed Services Committee for a public hearing on the chaotic military withdrawal. McKenzie and Milley both testified that they recommended maintaining a presence of troops. Let's see. McKenzie testified, I won't share my personal recommendation to the president, but I will give you my honest opinion, and my honest opinion and view shaped my recommendation. I recommended we maintain 2,500 troops in Afghanistan. McKenzie said he made a similar recommendation in the fall of 2020, and when Donald Trump was still president, which also had intentions to withdraw all U.S. troops from Afghanistan, saying at that time, he recommended the U.S. maintain at least 4,000 troops. I also have a view that the withdrawal of these forces would lead inevitably to the collapse of the Afghan military forces and eventually the Afghan government. Milley was also pressed on the matter, saying that while he would not share his personal recommendations made to the president, that his assessment was back in the fall of 2020 and remained consistent throughout, that we should keep a steady state of 2,500, and it could bounce up to 3,500 maybe, something like that, in order to move forward toward what he referred to as a negotiated solution. So if all the military brass are being honest, and that was the recommendations to the president, so who gives the order to pull all those troops out? That just kind of leads to more calls now that Biden should resign because he's not fit to be commander-in-chief. There were several representatives after the testimony stating that. Now we'll delve more into that stuff coming up here. Meanwhile, it's 844-844-3388. The Steve Sommers Overnight Drive, live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios.
Live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios, the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive.
For the last 15 years, the Big Rig Mattress has been manufacturing a premium residential mattress for over-the-road truckers. The main support component of the Big Rig Mattress is an individually pocketed spring cord that delivers the optimal amount of support exactly where you need it. Check out thebigrigmattress.com to learn more about this exceptional mattress. Many sizes are stocked and can ship within 72 hours. Custom sizes also available. 100% made in the USA since 2009.
At Hot Shot Secret, we share the science behind common diesel problems. For example,
product claims without proof.
Every trucker on the road has heard product claims about an additive that simply didn't match their experience. Proof is found from third-party testing by a recognized, credible source. That's proof. Hot Shot Secret's Stiction Eliminator will improve your performance and fuel economy. For proof, we engaged the Ohio State University Center of Automotive Research to conduct an EPA-certified